Hi guys, my name is Alec Vergara. I've been at BC for quite some time. Started in January of 2013, and then I ended up graduating with my AA in December of 2015. I took 2 semesters off to give myself a little bit of a break, and also I was trying to figure out what I wanted to do next because I truly didn't know what I wanted to do for a bachelor's, and I started thinking that I wanted to be a teacher. I felt like I had a passion for it. I thought I would make a good high school teacher, and to help develop the young teenagers, and because I felt like when I was a teenager, I went through a lot. And I felt like my experience can help others overcome a lot of things. But honestly, as I got into the program and I started doing classroom observations, I realized early on it was not for me. So I decided to switch my major to the supervision and management program at Broward College that they have here. And I really definitely felt like that was more my niche because even before thinking I wanted to be a teacher, I always wanted to own a business someday. I had a desire in my heart that I knew I wanted to be an entrepreneur. My father was an entrepreneur. My father was actually kind of the person who started Blockbuster before it was Blockbuster. Back in the 70s, there was no such thing as a video store where you could buy movies and buy tapes and stuff like that. Like there not at least in South Florida there wasn't. So my dad started this store called Video Movie Club, and then it later became Super Gus Videos, and he had like 9 stores across South Florida. He made a lot of money off of that. He had members of like the Dolphins that were a member of his club. There were the Bee Gees. They were also a member. So I always had a desire to be like my father growing up. And to me, my father was just like a true genius. He could start any business, and he just had a mind for it. And I just really, I guess part of me wanting to be like him kind of gave me the desire to want to always do business. So I'm kind of glad I got in the program. Trying to think of the next question that you asked. So that's the reason why I switched my major. And my study habits, I don't really have good study habits. Um, Truthfully, I sometimes wonder how I do so well and I pass classes with like A's and B's, and that's not me trying to be cocky or anything. I honestly think part of it is that I have a natural ability of writing. So a lot of classes they require essays, they require discussion posts, and I have a way of being able to put my thoughts on paper. I have a way of not just on paper, but like when I'm writing, I'm able to pour myself into it, especially if it's about a topic that I really have a passion to talk about. So I think that's what's helped me pass. I'm not saying that's a good habit. I do study when I need to. Like I definitely had to study for accounting. What I would suggest to you guys about how to be successful and like study tips, what I always do, at least when you're definitely online, you have to stay ahead of it. So it requires a little bit of sacrifice. So sometimes I would have to sacrifice an entire Saturday just so I can get my homework done and get my stuff done. And I want to knock out everything, and I'm staying ahead of the due dates. So if I can get things done ahead of time, then maybe next weekend I can have some fun. Or at least during the week, I'm not so stressed out when I'm coming home from work. Have to think about having to do a homework, having to do an essay, having to do this, trying not to procrastinate. Being a procrastinator is what's going to hinder you. So I think not procrastinating is something that would really help. And what I believe it takes to become a successful entrepreneur, I believe it takes dedication, I believe it takes drive, ambition, also definitely knowing what you're doing and doing your research, not jumping into something or being naive about what it takes to get there. But I think a drive, ambition, surrounding yourself with the right people, networking is definitely a big thing to be successful. And yeah, so that's it for today. Thank you for those of you who are going to watch and listen. Have a great day.